Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
And you are Mr.
Diaz. Miguel Diaz.
And you're here to open a...
A SEP retirement account.
Terrific. Oh, it says here you're already retired.
I am.
What was your occupation?
I was a high school basketball coach.
You must have done very well for yourself.
You can let go of my feet now.
This is Film Sack. Oh, sure. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Film Sack. This is Film Sack, episode 708, and this is the end of June. I'm just telling you that, just for for fun. I don't normally give the dates, but that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot as hell. It's actually cooled down a little, but it's nice. Anyway, hey, it's Film Sack, mining the very depths of film entertainment for all mankind. I'm Scott Johnson, joined today by Brian. He always throws his groceries on the ground when the pilot light goes out, done away.
That's what you do. You got a little flood and run. You gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi. This week on Film Sack, we +1 our Ocean's 11 to 12 to try and prove which is the better heist movie by having Julia Roberts do a looky-loo is Julia Roberts with a bundle of joy. And if you squint real hard, yep, that's the pregnant Julia Roberts pulling a Jane's Addiction got caught stealing with a Fabergé egg, now locked up on Amazon Prime, along with this 2004 star-studded crime comedy sequel, guilty of stealing 2 hours and 5 minutes of my time with this meta-commentary on heist movies? I don't know. But I do feel like I should follow this up with an uncomfortable long laugh broken up by sips from my tiny coffee. Anywho, time for some shirtless motion sensor laser avoidance interpretive dance in preparation for my plan to humiliate 11 or 12 Americans by crossfitting my way into a museum while jamming to some sexy elevator jazz. Nothing costs nothing. Randy, having a sexy female assistant is such a cliche. Now, may I please have my phone back?
Oh, wait, did you watch this on Prime? You said Prime early on. Did you watch it on Prime or did you watch it on Netflix?
I watched it on... Oh, is it on Netflix? Apologies. Addendum to the intro. Now streaming on Netflix.
Now you got to do the whole episode over.
I watched it on DVD, so I'm totally disconnected from everything that you guys are doing.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Look, you're living in the past in a really cool way, so don't worry about it. Nicely done. Now it's time. Now it's time for Randy. He barely fits in that carry-on luggage, Jordan.
Aloha, Scott. Brian, thanks for coming in on a Saturday. I know we don't usually work on Saturdays over here in France or Italy or wherever we are that cops all speak with American British accents. Let's call it Frantily. Here in Frantily, we've got thieves run amok. We're going to stop them or we're going to die trying. Hold on. Sorry. Scratch that. The second option is to join them, apparently. Okay, great. That's better. Thieves are in town here in Frantily, and they're multiplying like drunk jackrabbits, and we're going to catch them as long as you follow my 3 obvious rules. Number 1, if we catch any of these thieves, remember, no matter what, you release them to the first person who shows up to claim them. Easy peasy. Number 2, when you get wind of the thieves' plan to steal a priceless artifact, you are not allowed to add some extra security. Just imagine if the real fake replica real egg was placed out of reach. That would be a travesty. Number 3, if one of the thieves introduces you to your long-lost dad, remember, that's a thief too. He might be lying to you to hug him so he can cop a feel.
Oh, well, that's good to know. I appreciate the warning. Holy shit. Nicely done. Also, and finally with us, we have Brian. He made a lot of money when he was a football coach, Ibbot.
I did. I just spent it all on hookers and beer and little tiny glasses or little tiny cups of espresso.
Yeah.
All right. This is this week's song. What's the setup? Just something newer.
Then call stealing. Come on.
Oh, yeah. It would be great. I really, you know what? The one I wrestled with was Second That Emotion by what's his face?
A Second That Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Frankie Valli. Oh my God, Smokey Robinson. There we go. because you second Danny Ocean. Get it?
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty
That's
good.
good.
That's pretty
It's
good.
pretty good. It's pretty good. I played with that for a little while, but really, there's one thing in this movie that bothers me more than anything else, and so I decided I had to make the entire song about that very thing. Scott, please play the clip.
First, okay, two things. One, that was perfect for it, but I also forget how much I love that song until I hear it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you went hard.
So
that was the
good.
question too. Like, I don't know how much of the audience knows Robin and Call Your Girlfriend by Robin. It was a hit, and that whole album is great, made up of a bunch of EPs that she put out in early 2000s. But
something about it. It's just a great groove, and I don't know.
It really is.
You
Yeah,
had me.
it really
You had me. It's not often I'm both laughing and enjoying. In two totally different ways. You know what I mean? Like
right. Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna probably go listen to that album later because I'm in the mood now.
And if you haven't seen Taron Killam from Saturday Night Live, he did a they're in the writers' room on SNL late at night working on skits, and sometimes things just kind of go crazy in there. And he apparently they put on the video for Call Your Girlfriend by Robin, and he put on the same, I guess got the jacket from Props, the similar looking jacket, and then did a beat for beat remake of her dance and lip sync in the SNL offices. And they put up the video side by side with the with his performance.
Oh,
It's
that's
amazing.
great. Did they air?
Yeah.
Did they air that on the show?
No,
or-
it's not. No, it was just something on YouTube. I don't even think it was SNL posted. I think somebody else posted it. But
That's freaking
it's
great.
fantastic. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, I enjoyed the hell out of that.
My
So
one
much.
complaint is
Sure,
that my
sure.
stupid brain cannot sort all of the different singers who've worn short white hair.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's really
Okay.
difficult.
Mm.
And like some of
So you
of them
think
I
it's just
can-
Taylor Dane or something? What?
no, well, some of them I can, right? Like there was a time when Miley Cyrus had the exact same hair as Robin
sure.
did, and
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
like, okay, but that's still Miley Cyrus.
Sure.
But then if someone who generally kind of looks like her, like I don't know, the older Katy Perry
Mm.
does it, I'm just like my brain is broken. I can't do it.
Welcome to the show, the older Katy Perry. Welcome. Feels like she's got a lifetime of that coming. Hey, we're talking this week about Ocean's 12, and if there's any hint in your head because of all these intros about the one thing about this movie that probably takes it off the rails, you probably already know. But we're going to get into that a little bit deeper later. I thought I'd seen it. I hadn't seen it. I thought I did.
Same.
Yeah.
I thought I'd seen it.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
has seen.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen it, but I was so wrapped up in the everyone doesn't like the second one that I thought I'd seen it and also felt the same. It's a weird, what's the word? It's not Schadenfreude. It's whatever it is. I
Fourth wall breaking, or I'm sorry.
good
like
news
like
is-
a more like a
Personal Mandela.
effect.
yeah, like my own personal Mandela effect happened with this one, and it may surprise you what I thought of the film. Yeah, go
Same.
ahead.
I've seen 11 and 13, and 12 falls in the middle of this trilogy, and it is different than the other two by far. So
It is
this
quite
was
different.
controversial.
Yeah.
I saw all of these at the theater because this was during my most theater going time, and so I had some recollections of what it was like back in, what is it, 2004?
2004. Yeah. Let's fling ourselves all the way back to the heady days of 2004 and let Fake Fletcher explain what this movie is, a la a bunch of people in our community. All right. That called it in. Here we go. Let's play it.
On this week's Film Sack,
Danny Ocean and his crew,
were forced to pull off a series of heists.
across Europe,
after being tracked down
by the man they robbed in the first film.
As they face off against a rival thief and law enforcement,
The team's loyalty and ingenuity
got put to the test.
Is this really the worst of the three movies?
Get in, losers.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out!
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
we're gonna find out.
Get in, losers, we're gonna find out.
That is way more people than I thought it was going to be.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Might be time to adjust somebody's dosage.
No, the perfect
No,
dosage.
they were
Perfect.
So I can tell you right now that's Leslie Logan's mom, and I think she recorded this like straight out of Waking Up or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
As best,
Love it.
best I can tell. And there was a temptation the entire time. I'm like, should I just let her thing go solo? But I think it was better to interject her the way we did it.
Nope.
Well, anyway, there you have it. The movie is Ocean's 12. We're going to talk about it. 2004, directed by Steven Soderbergh. He did all three. Also co-written by him, but also a bunch of other dudes starring George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and a huge cast of people who some got great screen time, others less so.
Others spent the entire movie in jail.
Yeah.
In jail. Poor Bernie Mac.
I was pissed because I love Bernie Mac.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. And if we'd known how short his life was going to be, we would have had him out there more. What are we doing?
For sure. Yeah.
I can't remember in 13, did we get him back in any sizable way? I don't remember how that went. Or did he pass away before that?
I think.
No.
Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, he's in there because he plays he's kind of back to being a dealer, if I remember correctly.
Right.
The third one goes back to Vegas and kind of says, "Ooh, yeah, we kind of screwed up. Let's go back to kind of what made us really good and not spend the entire movie pulling off a ruse to both the main villain and the audience."
I'm going to say in the audience. I'm glad you pulled it because I was going to say it was the audience who got heisted this time around.
Yeah,
it really was. And there was a little bit of that in the first movie, right? Because they build that whole replica of the interior of the vault and they put that on video so that Benedict thinks that he's looking at his own vault getting robbed and blown up when really they'd already gone in there and gotten everything out. Or no, I guess they go in there and get everything out as the SWAT team.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But it's only like a partial fool the audience. This movie, I think 2/3 of this movie is fooling the audience.
Yeah, a lot, way too much of it. Way too much.
Yeah.
Ultimate unreliable narrator.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word I was trying to think last night. I couldn't write down the right word. It's unreliable narrator syndrome, and it's really thick here. But here's the funny thing about it. It's like I went into this going, oh, this was just like shitty all around. Was the directing bad? Was the acting bad? All that. No, that stuff's fine. No. The cast is great. The vibe is good. The music's right. All these things are good. But it just gets so convoluted to the point that it's just wrapped up in a knot up its own butt that's where it lost me. And it didn't really lose me, actually. I don't hate it like everyone told me I'd hate it. I think it's okay. It certainly dwarfs compared to the other two, which I have seen and I loved. And I skipped this for, just because everyone said skip it. Sure. But I don't think it's like the worst. It's not the worst thing.
It's not the worst movie. I think it's the worst of the three, but it's not the worst movie ever made. But it does something that on the surface I applaud Soderbergh for making an attempt, for saying, you know what, nobody's ever done this in a movie or nobody's ever done this in a quote unquote serious movie.
Yeah,
it's been done in like Police Squad or some Zucker Brothers or some Mel Brooks thing where the character becomes the actor or vice versa.
Right.
But in kind of a serious movie, saying, hey, you know what, we're going to put the characters in an impossible situation, and the only way to get them out is to
lie to the audience.
Make a point, right? that the actress who plays one of the main characters happens to look, somewhat like a famous person, and they can use that to their advantage.
I get why they think they were being clever there. I wrote this down, and I think that this is as true as this is going to get from me. I wrote here that there are two kinds of people in the world: those that think Julia Roberts' the thing that they did here was clever, and those who think it is the lamest possible thing you can do. And there's really no middle ground on that. Like, it's either really stupid or it's really clever. And I am on the really stupid side of this. I think it's
funny,
terrible.
I think, I mean, it was an experiment. If people will be surprised that I think it was a clever idea. I'm on the clever side, but I think it's a risk that did not pay off. It's a risk that made me realize, took me completely out of the film, and I spent the entire second half of the film only thinking why don't they say, oh, look, Rusty looks like Brad Pitt. Oh, this guy looks like Matt Damon.
Exactly.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, this is a gambit in a movie that would have worked if this was really the only super famous person in the movie. But it's a movie about famous people, like all knowing each other. And to the point that everyone in the world apparently is a famous thief. You just didn't know, oh, that guy is actually the famous thief, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. And then they all, not only do they all know each other, but they all share a same glossary of they all have been passing around these terms and names for things that they all know, which is, which can be funny, right?
Can be.
But it's coming out of the mouths of famous people.
Yeah.
Really famous people.
Sure.
I can't decide if adding Bruce Willis made it better or worse?
No, way
because
worse. Way worse.
they absolutely. What? See, the thing is, I thought the same thing too. I was like, I definitely don't like the Bruce Willis thing. That makes it way worse. But then also heightening the tension of the scenes, which is important to the distraction part of these heist movies and magic, and so I both thought that was unavoidable, and also the thing I hated.
That's
the
a
most.
great way to say that.
Yeah,
It's unavoidable because to make the clever idea execute, you needed that. Something like it. It didn't have to be Bruce Willis, and I like Bruce Willis, so it's great to see him and whatever. But and he's not in the credits, by the way, totally out of the credits. I don't know why, but probably some.
It's fine. He said his name 100 times. We know who it is.
Probably probably a non-paid gig or something.
Right.
And they were like, you can't put him in the credits.
Yeah.
It's some kind of.
So this is our first Steven Soderbergh movie.
No.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
What? That's wild to me.
There's a good reason for that. Steven Soderbergh doesn't make a lot of films. First of all, just doesn't make a lot of films, but also just doesn't make movies like that. Like we were talking last week about action comedies, and action comedies like this are eminently sackable. And this is just not his best part of filmmaking. He's not he's made some others, right? He made The Informant. He made Logan Lucky.
He made a lot of movies I like. I love his movies.
Yeah.
It's just like his really best works are things like Aaron Brockovich and Out of Sight, and I could see us sacking Out of Sight. It just hasn't happened for us.
Right.
I could
haven't
see it
seen what makes
sacking
traffic yet.
Solaris or The Limey more than.
Solaris is awesome.
Sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a sci-fi.
I could do Solaris. I love Solaris. We could do Solaris. Why not? Let's get a little Clooney all up in our butts,
Wait, we should get some more Clooney. I just had some Clooney. I'll wait.
You'll be okay.
Right, yeah. And then you also, like I just named Aaron Brockovich. The guy likes to work with the people.
Sure.
And this is the movie where he brought in the most people. Like this is it. This is and like I'm saying, it's too much. But a part of it is kind of boring when there's a point where you're like, oh, Cherry Jones, great. I mean, it's just really boring. And so I have a thesis for you. If you haven't watched this movie yet, and you're worried that it's going to be boring, put your Netflix on, crank it up to 1.25 speed. I did this. For most of the movie.
Damn.
And it really helps. Because this is a thing where, like we've been talking about navel gazing, getting up your own butt with celebrities. If you speed this up to 1.25 speed, then all of that extra time that was left in the movie vanishes, and the jokes are faster and quippier. I'm highly recommending this.
I was turned off before it even started because I was not in the mood for a star-studded cast to bring me a movie. So you ever get in those moods? It's like, nah, I don't want to see a bunch of well-known people pretend, because it's hard sometimes.
Because it almost feels like, hey, let's all take a vacation together in Italy. By the way, let's make a movie while we're there. Kind of
it's a little bit of work too, because it's like, it's a good point.
That's a really good
it's
point.
A little bit of, it's a lot of work for me sometimes to take somebody who's been in so many roles and then to, like, Matt Damon playing Linus. I'm like, I'm not buying it, man. I can't. It's a lot of work for me to believe that you're this little timid guy.
I had no problem with that. That was all right with me. I mean, here's the thing with it is, when you're going to have this kind of ensemble cast, one of the things that people love about a successfully executed ensemble cast of many great faces,
Knives
old
Out
and new. Yeah, Knives Out's a good example. The other Oceans movies are good examples of this, where they are so good at the story that you get over it. You get past it. This one never got past it. It was almost like they were wallowing in the success of the first one and just saying, yeah, here we are doing it again, everybody, and we're going to fool you 8 times, and it's the audience this time that's getting fooled. Hey, not Jerry Garcia. What's his name?
Andy Garcia.
Hey, Andy Garcia.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, that would have been really weird. Well, could that be the heist of all heists? But no, him saying, it's like saying, hey, remember how last time you were the one getting fooled the entire time, and the audience was sort of in on it? Nope, we're turning the tables on everybody, and it's the audience who's going to feel like dumbasses by the end.
Yeah.
And
the end pissed me off so bad.
With them all playing cards in a little room, or the Night Fox now working with them.
That bit. The part where they're partying at the end seemed like it was improv and kind of fun, and that was fine.
Yeah. It was basically them saying, hey, remember how we did that thing at the end of the last movie where we all sat and looked at the Bellagio fountains for 8 minutes while they played one of the songs? Let's do that again, but let's play poker.
Yeah, let's play poker. Let's have what's her name trip and fall a little bit. Maybe that was real. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But the movie was also a bit of a reunion. You got Julia Roberts and Albert Finney back together. They were together in Aaron Brockovich. You got
so many
Bourne Identity and Albert Finney back together. I guess
Julia Roberts and Zeta Jones, who were sisters in America's Sweethearts.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
But like I just saw this movie and I couldn't tell you at the very end who was saying to Benedict, it won't be my guys. I think Elliot Gould, but it could have been Carl Reiner. And that's a problem. It's a problem with this movie that there's so many things I look back on and I'm like, I have no idea. Was that Scott Conn that said that? Or was that Don
Talk about the
Cheadle?
biggest crime in this film, not having more Casey Affleck or Scott Conn. Cheadle. Then I need more.
They got their one joke.
Guys.
They got their one joke.
Yeah, the secondaries didn't get near enough screen like they did in the first one or the third one. I mean, obviously the third one learned a bunch of lessons, it felt like, and it got it back on track. But the first one was so great at that. Everybody all the way down to the, hiding the Chinese guy in a catering cart and this one in a bag. Like, okay, we get the joke, you can fit the little guy in a bag, but give him a little more than this. Like,
exactly.
And
so give us an hour of him jumping up and down on the bed. Give us a little bit more than that.
He's going on a Euro trip. It's great.
So, like, I generally can tell you the difference between the character that Robbie Coltrane played and the character that Eddie Izzard played. I generally can give you that, but it's really like they were so similar in their importance to the plot, that I'm just like, I don't know, and I end up not caring, just not caring at all. There's a difference.
They're pretty.
It's always a problem. This is always a problem when you have such a large cast. I mean, you just don't have time to tell the whole stories that you really hope to get to.
Well, but I mean, look at, I hate to be the Marvel guy, but look at Civil War. It feels like you had 48 different superheroes from all the previous movies, and they still found a way to make none of them feel like they got short shrift.
I wonder what the budget comparison is.
That's still writing. It's still writing. Like, because we've seen Marvel movies where there's plenty of characters and they blow that aspect of it. It's that those movies, the writing was dead perfect for what we needed. And Oceans 11 and 13 are better because of that. It's late, not lazy writing. I want to say nobody did work on 2 or on the second one. It's just
they did.
There's so many things that they gave to Clooney or Pitt to forward the story that they could have given to Scott Conn or Casey Affleck or Don Cheadle or something like that. And it really just was like, nope, let's focus on our primaries and spend a lot of time with Clooney, Julia Roberts, Matt Damon, and Brad Pitt and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and just kind of let the other and we'll put Bernie Mac on back burner for like
back Bernie.
Back Bernie.
Yeah, here's the other big bit. The beef with that is, you keep mentioning Scott Conn. I want to say something about him for a second, because a lot of people think that he's a little bit of a waste in this and other stuff he's in. He's not his dad. He's kind of this Hawaii Five-0 actor or whatever. I like him. There's something about that dude. Something about his role in this. It's not enough. But there's something about him. He's the one that spent like all the money. He's a total pud wiener bro dude. I love him in this.
Always angry, always irritated.
Needs to have more screen time. He was great.
Him getting poked in the head by Andy Garcia's cane at the wedding reception is just
that was great.
Made me laugh.
Yeah, that was great. There are moments like that. Sorry, I interrupted somebody, Randy, I think.
The overall joke, the joke of these movies, if you could just pick one, is we don't have enough people to do a heist. We need more people. And
even
then
though we got 11,
just keep 12, and you can start. So you have to give a role to everybody that you put into the group, right? Like everybody has a purpose, and that's really hard for a writer. How does a writer come up with all of these different roles? And so then you're going to go on and you're going to say, all right, we're going to add people. Now we don't. The 11 isn't enough. It could have been called that.
11 is 11. Isn't it interesting too how this film follows a very similar trajectory in its trilogy? And I'm not counting Ocean's 8, which I think is actually better I kind of like it better than this one.
Oh, I do too. It's better than this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it follows a very similar trajectory to the Hangover films. Like, not just the fact they take place in Vegas, so the first and the third installments take place in Vegas, but the second one goes off to another country, tries a bunch of different things, goes very experimental, and then they say, ooh, that didn't work. Hey, let's go back to Vegas for the third one where things worked.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, and they had moments, weren't there? There are a couple of moments in Vegas because you have Garcia at his casino in Vegas, right?
Oh, sure. It's bookended by Vegas.
Yeah. It's not near enough. I'm with you 100%. Not near enough Vegas.
It's Amsterdam and Italy for 95% of the film.
And I would argue these movies should be called Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, and Ocean's 14 because the extra character is Vegas. Like you screwed up if you don't spend most of your time doing this shit in Vegas because that's part of this thing. It's the heritage of the Ocean series because that's back in the old 60s one which is not good. We should never do. It's not good.
Yeah. I tried watching it once and was like, oh, this was a good choice to remake this film because this was not a good choice.
So is this like Ocean's 11 Euro Trip? Is this kind of it?
Kind of like
a little globe trotting. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
totally.
it's like European Vacation a little bit where it's just not as good as the first one.
It's another see there's another let's see, was that the second one? European Vacation? It was Vacation, European, Christmas, and then Vegas, and then
whatever they did after that.
Right, the Ed Helms Rusty
right.
One.
Yeah. Then they had the TV short thing, which was mostly a commercial, I think, for something. I don't remember what that was,
but look at that. They go to Europe, and I think people would agree that European Vacation is the worst of the vacation films.
Oh, it's horrible. It's really bad.
It's really bad.
It's the worst Rusty. It's the worst everything about
the worst
it.
Audrey.
Yeah,
this is the worst Rusty here too with the Brad Pitt. Yeah. Too many connections.
Yeah.
Got nice, Danny. Yeah.
Nice connections. Yeah. It says here in the trivia that here it is. I like this. So Vincent Castle, he's your what's your
Night Fox.
Night Fox guy. I like him a lot. He is aged, well, they've all aged in 20 years, but he looks very different today, and he's perfect for, you need some kind of European hitman or a guy in charge of some drugs or something. That guy's got the coolest face. But anyway,
hate.
Yeah, someone to hate. So if you look at his photo now, it's just like, whoa, that guy's cool. And you've seen him in other stuff. But Vincent Cassel, however you say it, did not need a stuntman for the laser dance. He is an expert.
That is awesome.
He's an expert in capoeira, the Brazilian dance-like martial arts, and performed the entire thing himself. The lasers were added in post, however, so he's not avoiding real lasers.
Of course,
but still, that was pretty impressive. He looked like Eddie Gordo from Tekken.
You can't have Catherine Zeta-Jones in your movie about skimming through lasers and not maybe think about entrapment.
Entrapment, exactly. Because that was such a big, it's like, this is more like a strip club dance just with lasers when it was in entrapment. We need to put that one on
I've never, I don't think I've seen Entrapment. I'd love to see that with you guys.
What? I didn't watch that. Oh yeah, that's oh my god. Yeah, that is such a sackable film.
I need everyone to agree that Vincent Castle is Euro Matthew Lillard.
Okay. I can see that.
Totally is.
He looks a little like Sid from the Ice Age movies, a little bit.
Yeah, you see most of that. That was really good.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, there's something.
Matthew Lillard's also got that. Yeah,
his eyes are way far apart, but there's something about his.
And John Leguizamo also does Vincent Castle's voice too, which is really interesting.
Leguizamo, all roads meet there. Really. I'll put this in our Discord. Obviously, listeners can't see this, but that's Vincent Castle today as he looks on the IMDb, and I would hire him to be in every James Bond movie to be like opposite of James Bond, some evil casino owner. Oh, did I send it to you? Sorry, shit.
Yeah. We're just talking. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Let me do that again. Okay, there it is. Anyway, I just think that is a cool look. That guy is badass.
Yeah, he's grown up. He's grown up real nice.
Yeah,
he could be in your next Kingsman or
any of those,
The Gentleman or whatever. Those kind.
Do you guys know I'm a big Kingsman fan? I love this.
I didn't know you.
I do too.
I've not seen a single Kingsman movie. I should probably watch one of those.
Oh yeah, we should stack those, and we should stack those from the beginning. I don't know why we skipped Ocean's 11. Anybody?
I thought we had watched it, but when you said we didn't do Soderbergh, I was like, okay.
We did. I think we did 12 because I was the one who said, "Hey, let's do 12 before it leaves this month," just because it is regarded as the worst of the three, and so
that's more conversation around it. I think because it's not as good as the other two, but I wouldn't mind returning to 1 and 3.
I wouldn't either.
Or I guess
You know,
11 and 13. But
Yeah.
Speaking of non-connections, not only is this our first Vincent Castle sacking, I got 3 more that we've never sacked before. Believe it or not, we've never seen a movie with Casey Affleck, with Carl Reiner, or with Elliot Gould.
Oh, what?
I find it hard. We've never seen a cameo by Elliot Gould. He's been in every freaking movie.
I love him.
I'm not surprised though,
decades.
because it feels like, you know, your Elliot Gould movies in the 70s and 80s were all romantic. Like he was the romantic lead, and there wasn't going to be anything sackable. He's not like created an alien in his basement or something. It's going to be just the turmoil of a relationship across the ocean or something. It's going to be Elliot Gould. Not our kind of
I
thing.
get excited when I see him. I would watch a spinoff of him and the other little Jewish guy. What's his name? That actor?
Reiner? Is it Carl Reiner?
No. The little dude, the little accountant guy.
Eddie Jemison.
That guy. They're always hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
I would watch their show. Whatever their movie spinoff is, I would watch the living shit out of that because I find those two characters so fascinating. Once again, not a lot of screen time. Elliot Gould does okay in this one. He gets some bookendy stuff, but again, not the full cast is not getting full. It's like they used to complain about this with the Star Trek TNG movies. It's like in the show, you had Geordi episodes and Worf episodes and all these like specialized episodes. But in those movies, it was like Picard, Riker, maybe mostly Data. And that was your movie, and then you might see Geordi show up with his visor and say the engines are on fire, and then he'd leave again.
How do you know? Can you see it with that visor?
Bring in our tech.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny that out of all those people you mentioned, Randy, the only one who we have seen previously on Film Sack is Eddie Jemison in the Punisher, the 2004 Punisher.
Oh,
and he was also
the same year.
He was also in
Same
Nope.
year. Yeah.
He was in Nope. I just watched Nope recently.
Oh yeah,
again?
Who was he in Nope? Yeah, well, the Nope's a good movie. Randy loves Nope.
Oh, that's right. We didn't see Nope. We saw Yep. What was it? That other one.
Have we seen any of the Peel?
Yeah, we saw the.
We watched that one with the cow with the ship. That
that's
people
Nope.
Up. Isn't that his?
That's Nope.
Is that Nope.
Yep, it's Nope.
Okay,
we did see Nope. Yeah,
we saw Nope. I remember every time we see the old guy now who I can't think of his name, but every time
the guy who's in They Live,
I freaking love that guy.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name. Anyway, him. Anytime he's on, we watch him.
Keith David.
I'm not that. Actually, him too. But I'm also thinking of the other guy, the British guy. I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's awesome.
You know what we didn't get any of in this movie, though? I didn't get to see the Power Twins do anything. That's just
okay. I got a question about that. Also, how weird is it? Two movies in a row. Well, not two, three movies.
Wrestler, brother,
wrestler brothers are in this thing. So David Sontag, Larry Sontag, these are these wrestler brothers, and they played Plainclothes Goon 1 and 2. They weren't big roles. Yeah. But they got higher. They got higher credits than like Elliot Gould and half the cast.
I'm thinking these are in order of appearance. Is this right? Because sometimes they'll do it in order of appearance, but then that's not wrong. That's not right because Brad Pitt showed up first. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it in this. Maybe it's alphabetical. I can't. I didn't look. But
that was another thing. By the way, that really irritated me was the whole 3.5 years ago, like the timeline. Notices that they put overlays that they put so damn confusing. I was like, okay, I can't follow what the timeline is on this one, especially.
I stopped writing down. I always, whenever those happen at the beginning of the movie, I start writing them down. I'm like, meanwhile, I usually put like meanwhile, comma, Rome, meanwhile, here, there, and it was like we went globe trotting to follow up with everybody because everybody had stopped doing heists because they had enough money, right? So that wasn't actually an interesting story. They just they didn't really pursue it very much. No. Brad Pitt had a really interesting thing where he's running a hotel with Topher Grace there. There's some really interesting scenes there, but they didn't linger on them long. And I was kind of disappointed in that. I wanted to know more about how they settled down just a little bit before we got back into action. But maybe we didn't have time.
Having Topher Grace be there as himself is where the bad part of the movie starts.
Well, that's not himself, is it?
No, he says Topher. He calls him Topher. He doesn't say Topher Grace, but he does call him Topher.
And he name drops Freddie Muniz.
You don't pull a Frankie Muniz. When was that something, Frankie? Did Frankie Muniz like crash and
rip up a hotel room or something?
Have a bad girlfriend or something? I didn't remember that.
I missed that entirely. I thought Topher Grace played I don't know what I thought. I thought he played someone else, but
no, he's playing a drugged out off the rails version of himself.
Well,
Even to the point where he references the Dennis Quaid movie that he released a couple months earlier, is that In Good Company Scarlett Johansson movie.
Oh, so that's wild. Now I'm more annoyed because was that them trying to pepper the steak to get us used to the idea that they were going to?
They did that in the first movie. Like Brad Pitt's character in the first movie, when he's introduced, he's teaching poker to actors so that they can realistically play poker in movies.
Who were the actors in that? Do you remember?
It was Topher Grace was one of them, and he gets kind of the most great. I think Brad Pitt and Topher Grace ultimately leave the first movie walking away together talking. Who else is in that? Oh, it's I don't
remember that at all.
Holly Marie Combs.
Who?
Holly Marie Combs and Joshua Jackson.
Joshua Jackson.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know who the others are.
See, but that kind of works because they're just who they are. It's just Brad Pitt. Yes, Brad Pitt is playing somebody who's not Brad Pitt, but nobody's going, that guy looks like Brad Pitt. Maybe you can play Brad Pitt. It's Brad Pitt playing Brad Pitt. Like they weren't doing that bullshit until this new one. So I can deal with that. It's this like overt. Well, I guess the Topher Grace thing's fine, but what they do later with her is just so damn egregious. It's just like, I know you guys think you're being clever here, and if you'd done this just maybe slightly different, you could have gotten away with it. Like,
it really falls apart when Bruce Willis, because I mean, sure, we understand that she could fool, even if you concede and say, okay, so she looks like Julia Roberts. All right, we conceded, fine. You see where she could fool people that don't really know her. She's wearing glasses, but man, I mean, when Bruce Willis gets in there and he's intimate, he knows her intimately. He knows exactly what she looks like.
I question, I don't know where the two of them did work to quote unquote did work together. I guess in this alternate reality that doesn't have a real Matt Damon, a real Brad Pitt, or whoever. But
we are saying this is really Bruce Willis. I mean, we got to concede all their behind the scenes personal stuff, right?
But as an actor, like, all right, I've worked with you guys for a long time. I've worked, done shows with Scott since whenever, however early we started doing, like,
a long time ago.
Yeah, Film Sack maybe is the first thing, or guesting on ELR. I could not tell you. I think you're left-handed, but I couldn't be sure enough to say, yeah, Scott Johnson's definitely left-handed.
He's definitely left-handed.
For the record, I'm right-handed, but I like where your head's at on this, though. Yeah. And also look at it this way: whenever you and I are streaming anything, we are looking at each other in reverse video. So, so it looks like I'm left-handed. You would not be wrong to assume that, because that's how it looks.
I might not get the handed stuff right, but I would definitely, if I looked in your face, would go, okay, this is not really Scott Johnson. I mean,
well, and then. Would you think it would be really appropriate in that moment to call Scott's phone and hand your phone to Scott, the fake Scott? Like, what is happening in this movie? This movie is, like you said, it's so far up its own ass.
Yeah. I was, you know what? Here's the weird thing. I was okay with it until Bruce. Okay, so they go through the lobby. She rushes through there, and Bruce Willis gets distracted from another hottie he's talking to.
Yeah,
they're really portraying Bruce Willis like a real douchebag there.
He's a horn dog.
Yeah, but he looks over there because, like, I think that was Julia, and then he goes back to the girl. End it there. There's your cameo. You're done. Yeah. Don't ever bring him up again. And then you just have her rushing through things. You don't need any of those other scenes. You're just trying to get to a point where Catherine Zeta-Jones can break open the egg. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would have been better. I wouldn't complain about it. I don't think anybody would complain about it, By the way, to answer your question, Bruce Willis, Julia Roberts have starred in Ocean's 12, obviously. The Player, 1992.
Oh, sure. Right.
And they were in
another movie that just had everybody.
Yeah, they were just everybody in that. And then Grand Champion in 2002, which I don't know what that is. Grand Champion.
Know what that is.
I mean, a couple years before this.
Yeah, never even heard of it. But maybe that's how they justified it. Yeah.
For all the complaints I've had about, that one sticking point, I've got to say visually and the music in this movie, both exceptional, and just I just went along for the ride for that part. Just, it was so enjoyable. Gotta love the music. And
I have zero complaints about, like, you said at the very beginning, Scott, like, the style of the movie, the acting is great. The visuals, the music, everything else about this film is great. It's the Julia Roberts thing, and it's the let's fool the audience. We spend too much time fooling the audience when we shouldn't.
Yeah, we're not meant to be hapless victims of your story twists.
Right. Give us a little, give us a couple twists, like the Cherry Jones twist. I'd forgotten about that since the last time I saw this, and I was like, okay, that's good. I totally got fooled by that one.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not bad, not terrible, but
It's fine if you fool me. It's fine. I actually appreciate it. If you fool me, cool. If you don't show me anything and it all happens off screen, then that's not fooling me. That's just not showing.
it's just
me.
dicking with me. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is unreliable narrative.
Yeah, and I understand. I get that this stuff's hard to write. Like, I'm not saying,
Oh yeah.
you know,
exceptionally hard. to
yeah,
write.
and I think that this is just like a dip in an otherwise pretty stellar series, and I think that even better examples of how this stuff can work are things like Logan Lucky. Speaking of, just Soderbergh movies, but he also did. What was the one? Hold on, it was more recent, and I really liked it. Oh no, this is the one I want to see. It's that Black Bag Business. Brian, you saw it.
Yeah, with Fassbender. Yeah, that's really, really good.
Another good example from what I've heard of that kind of writing, like strong writing where the audience isn't getting dicked around. You know,
Mhm.
Is Yen in that black bag? You think? Is that what?
there's a little guy in there. Yeah, there's a little guy in the black bag.
Throw some chips in there, some drinks.
Some other movies, by the way. There is in the works. There is an Ocean's 14.
Mhm.
Okay. Are they going to skip
of
for a big?
course-
Or is that going to skip that 8? Are they going to be like 8 doesn't exist or something?
No,
Or
I
is
think
that
8 was
still-
meant to be a one-off. But
Yeah.
they may be.
That's his sister, right?
Yeah,
If they do a
Bullet.
sequel to 8, do they go 9? And what do they do
Oh.
when they finally catch up the 8s to the 11s?
Yeah. They put 10 as like the
Do they,
bridge.
do they
that's-
combine the teams and now have an Ocean's 19? With
Yeah.
Oh.
Ironically, the unlucky number is 13, but I also ironically that might be the best of these three. It's 13.
I think it
really
might
like
be.
13.
They finally they
Um,
figured it out.
Yeah.
But Ocean's 14, obviously no Bernie Mac. But this thing, even as of January of this year, David Leitch is in talks to direct it. So not
Okay.
Soderbergh,
Okay.
but the guy who directed John Wick. So that's fine.
Totally do it.
Yeah, I like him.
Totally do it.
Yeah. Who did? Is it same cast and everything, or do we
Same
know?
cast. Clooney, Pitt are confirmed. Damon, Casey Affleck are also confirmed. No mention of the other characters or actors. The
Bernie Mac's obviously
also-
died.
Bernie Mac's obviously out. Yeah.
Same with Carl Reiner. He's not around. But
And if they one of the ways they do this is everybody gets together at the funeral for his character, and they decide to pull off another heist or something. I don't know. But here's the weird one. They're also working on a prequel film, which would star Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as Danny Ocean's parents, Danny and Debbie Ocean, Sandra Bullock's character from Ocean's 8 as their parents.
I mean, okay, that could be great in the right. That's got to be right hands business. You know what I mean?
It really does, because you're basically saying that this expert burglar, mental a genius of pulling off a heist and knowing how to do everything. He gets it from his parents who also did this.
It's really dangerous ground. You gotta
fine line, it's a tightrope.
Yeah, and you gotta just be careful. But also, like some of these guys, I think the character, the Carl Reiner character, isn't there some reference in one of these movies anyway that he knew his parents? Like there's some backstory there. So what do you do there? I guess you have a younger version of that guy doing stuff, and
maybe maybe one of the parents is into this. It does the crime thing, and the other one doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
That could be
get
great.
Rob Reiner to play Carl Reiner.
But I just want to put out in the universe. You've got me when you combine Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. That is a surefire win. I wish there was a 5-hour long director's cut of Barbie. Those two.
I was about to make the joke. Those two really should work together.
Yeah, they really ought to do something together. Something with a lot of pink.
They were also in The Big Short together.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, just very separate.
Oh
parts.
man, The Big Short is so good.
And there's one more thing on the horizon. This was in April 23. Steven Soderbergh and George Clooney said during the Toronto International Film Festival that they have discussed a crossover sequel with another one of Soderbergh's properties, the Magic Mike saga.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Putting all that in the same universe. I have never seen any of the Magic Mike movies.
You should.
The fact that they're Soderbergh makes me feel like they're not what I think they are, which is just a Coyote Ugly with men.
Beefcake the movie, exactly. He even directed that last Finding Magic Mike. No. There was one more after that.
More than the double XL. More than that.
Hold on a second. Where is it? Director. Here we go. He did Magic Mike's Last Dance in 2023. This wasn't reviewed very well, but I don't know.
I don't even remember that being a thing.
Yeah,
actually.
I think that ended it. I think that was the end of it, and maybe somebody else picked it up between like other versions of that series was directed by somebody else. I don't know what the deal is, but I haven't watched a single one of those because I'm afraid to.
I am exactly. I feel like they're not for me. Like they're
not targeted to you. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't either. I mean, not that they're just not targeted at me, but that I watch them and go, I don't know what to expect. It's full of actors I like. Like there's a bunch of people in there I'm really into and stuff, but I just don't feel good about it.
And Matt Bomer and Joe Manganiello.
Yeah.
I will make the effort to watch it because the fact that it is Soderbergh makes me, it if it was directed by somebody else, it'd be like, okay, well, it's just a money grab with beefcake, and let's get women on bachelorette parties something to do while they throw confetti and drink whatever.
I've already seen Chris Farley and or do that dance
with Patrick Swayze on SNL.
Swayze.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I've already seen it. Yeah.
You've seen all you need from that sort of thing.
I've seen all. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if we could sack the first one. McConaughey and all these other guys are in it. That could be interesting, and then just see what's going on there. Like maybe we can get a taste and decide whether we care about the rest of it.
But what if I find out I like it, Scott?
Well, then you should. It's okay. You come out of the closet, Brian. It's fine. Don't stress everything.
If this is what it takes to finally get you to be who you are, then whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, I was right. Magic Mike XXL is Gregory Jacobs, whoever that is. So they did change hands on directors after a while.
Maga Mike, the way you said it the first time.
Maga Mike.
Yeah. Did you ever see Ocean's?
I don't want to see that film.
I don't either.
Did you ever see Ocean's 11, the original?
Sure.
With Frank Sinatra, and I never seen the original.
It's terrible. It's really bad.
I couldn't make it through it. It was
really.
Yeah. It's not good.
I like those movies. I like Rat Pack movies, or at least I like the.
That's too bad. Because I got it as part of my 4-pack of Ocean's 11, 12, 13, and then Ocean's 11, the number 11.
Funny they give you that instead of 8, or did that box set come out before?
It's before 8. Yeah, it's DVD. Yeah.
Okay.
We quite liked 8. We keep coming back to 8. I think 8 deserves better than people gave it. I think there was a lot of dismissal about, it's all women. Let's go ahead and ruin something else.
Ghostbusters. Right. Exactly.
But it was actually pretty good. And I really like Sandra Bullock, and I really like Cate Blanchett, and everybody else was great. Rihanna was actually great in that.
She was great in it. Yeah.
She actually killed it, I thought. So yeah, F you haters. Ocean's 8's all right. It's not,
that also was not actually. Yeah, he had nothing. Soderbergh didn't even write.
Yeah.
That one. Like
that was Ocean's 8 was a Gary Ross movie. He's the original Hunger Games and but Pleasantville. That guy.
Wait, is he doing the new? Is he doing that The Long Walk, Stephen King thing? Because somebody involved with. Oh no, is it Hunger Games? Shit, hold on. The Long Walk. I'm sorry to change gears here, but I'm so excited about this.
What?
Francis Lawrence. Sorry, he did something with Hunger Games. Maybe it was later films. Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and The Mockingbird. He did those.
Gary Ross is one of those directors that only does something every 5 years. Like he's working on a movie for a long time, and then it comes out, and then you don't hear from him again.
Yeah, it kind of disappears. Hands it off to other people. Yeah. Just a side note, I've seen the trailer 8 times now because they keep showing it at the theater I go to. But this Long Walk thing, I could not be more excited. And everyone out there is going, it's just Stephen King ripping off Hunger Games. I got bad news for you. He wrote this book in 78 before any of that shit. So. Yeah. Maybe it's the other way around there, jackass. Anyway, it's got that kid we like from Alien. Is it David Johnson?
All the time.
I know.
Yeah.
That David Johnson kid from Alien Romulus, that played the synthetic Andy.
Oh, I love that guy. He's great.
Yeah. You guys go watch that trailer if you haven't seen it. It looks so good. I'm so excited. And it's got freaking Mark Hamill in it. And you won't recognize him at first. You'll be just like, "Who's this? Who's this a-hole?" And then later on in the trailer, it'll have a name or something. You'll be like, "I'm sorry, what? That's who?" Anyway, I'm excited.
Speaking of Stephen King, after our coming of age discussion, I sat and watched Stand By Me with my kid.
Yeah.
Oh, very
And
good.
it is so freaking good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Our sack of it, I remember very fondly. I love it every time I see it. Love that movie. I mean, with the exception, I find Corey Feldman to be grating, but it's a me problem. I'm not gonna poo-poo anyone else.
I feel like that's the film. I don't know where his gratingness kind of fits the character. Like it's
right.
He's
needed it.
Totally mistreated by his dad, and it's turned him into this horrible person.
I could not believe from the very first scene how great River Phoenix was, and he was like 14, like great, like encapsulated everything you want in an adult actor already.
Yeah, he was real good. He's a lot. That guy's a
I was
serious
watching
loss.
Explorers, so
yeah, you were. He's such a loss though, man. Like that guy, as much as his brother went on to do all sorts of shit. I just feel like River,
great actor.
Yeah,
His
nothing
brother's
wrong with Joaquin Phoenix. I just think River had a career that just didn't get a chance. There's another timeline where he didn't touch cocaine or heroin or whatever it was, and he went on and blew our minds. It's unfortunate. Now we just have Sneakers and Stand By Me. Really,
honestly, I am just gonna rip through a bunch of Rob Reiner this summer. Just like we're just rewatching all of it.
Ripping the Reiner.
That's great.
Yeah.
Don't watch North. That's a piece of shit. North is terrible.
Oh,
I feel like we need to sack North. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
About your superstar cameos in that one too.
Yeah, it's garbage though. That movie. Oh,
it is garbage.
It's so bad. And it was just like on the backs of like, hey, the guy that did and people who didn't know Rob Reiner was, but it's a dude who did Princess Bride and all that. Yeah, he can't do any wrong. He's
a meathead.
And and I think there have been people who've recommended it to us, and I think we got to decide: is it so bad it's going to be fun to sack, or is it going to be a painful one for all of us to sack?
Probably a little column A and B.
A little both.
Yeah.
We've demonstrated that we are fine watching something that we don't want to watch because it's not great.
Yeah.
It's just when we don't want to watch it and we don't want to put everybody else through it too.
Sure.
We want to consider it carefully.
Well, and I feel like we've always talked about bringing back or going back and doing some not live sacks, but where we watch the movie together. Who knows if that could be a good one for us to be talking while we watch it.
There's a lot of dialogue in it, but possibly. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing another one of those anyway. They're fun to do.
Yeah.
1994's North. If you've never heard of it, you can look it up. But it's got, speaking of Bruce Willis, it's Elijah Wood, Frodo, Bruce Willis, and Jason Alexander are your main characters. But Julia Louis-Dreyfus also shows up as the kid's mom. So there's that. Fun stuff. Another thing I wrote down here was something about Andy Garcia and a cane works for me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I love it.
He didn't need it. It was more like a pimp cane. Like
it's a kingpin prop.
Yeah,
is what it is.
I love it. Kingpin is a great. I could not think of another good example of this. It's either a pimp or something cool where you don't need the cane, you want the cane.
Yeah.
Andy Garcia's character, though, in this movie really represents what's wrong with it for me. And what's wrong with it for me is that he doesn't have a really good reason for what he's doing. Like they say repeatedly, didn't you accept the insurance money? And then he's like, yeah. So why are you going to kill all these people unless they give me more? I don't know. I don't have a good reason. I just want to.
Just want to kill him.
And like when you don't have a good reason for something as a character, then I start asking, why don't the other characters take offense to that? And like they could just hire someone to kill him. Like they all have money, especially Elliot Gould for some reason has all the money in the world. Just hire somebody to kill him.
Oh, don't
because he invested it. Didn't you see the stock market? Did you see what was coming?
I'm assuming they're all bad with money because I kept expecting them to rob the Night Fox because he's super rich. So I'm like, while he's trying to go after this, I'm like, why didn't they just go after the money?
They did kind of rob the Night Fox, but then they made a deal with the Night Fox that they can't enforce. I don't know why he kept the deal. They never threaten someone with death. Why aren't you? How do you get people to do your bidding?
By the way, Scott, Night Fox's feet right in the camera. Is that gross? Is that
actually, you would think so. It didn't bother me. Feet don't bother me so much as long as people aren't licking them or some shit like that. That's
sure.
Gross. But
Sure.
and I know Tarantino loves that shit, so he would be opposite of us. But
how about that moment when Catherine Zeta-Jones sticks some fork or something into the clay replacement wall? There was something about digging out clay from a wall that just felt really gross in the moment.
It didn't bother me, but I'd give it a
yuck.
We can give it a yuck. But for gross, it was Brad Pitt and her making out when she just
that's
woke
what I was
up.
going to say.
Gross.
Even though they're two of the most attractive people in the universe, this goes to prove I don't care. I don't like watching
morning, but just not only that, but you got shit in the corners of your mouth, and you're just like, she just woke up, Brad Pitt, and you're just going on her face. Look, I know, and Brian's right. I don't know he's right. They're two of the most attractive human beings to ever walk the planet. But who cares? Still gross.
Catherine Zeta-Jones with morning breath and just woke up and crusties in her eyes and who knows, face sticking to the pillow. Still far better than I will be on my best day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there is some degrees of relativity going on here, but it's the first thing I thought was like, okay. And it was all up close and noisy. And gross.
I appreciate those cameras too. They did it a couple of times where they would, do those really long, Art Nouveau kind of long shots where they'd zoom in from halfway across the street.
Yeah.
Oh, they did the perp walks as they were getting everybody out of
Yeah, that was cool.
They did that 11 times. The whole there's the character getting walked out. Zoom.
I kind of liked that. That was great.
I did too. Like a very stylistic choice.
Yeah.
And it ate up a lot of time in the movie, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
And there's so many things in this movie where a part of my brain goes, wow, that looks so cool. And the other part of my brain is going, what a poser. These people are
right.
Posers.
Yeah. Posers.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong about that. And also, but again, we go back to this every time. So they do these elaborate, like you were just talking about it, but the zooms and the introductions of the 11 people, the original 11 and all that. But then later they gave Casey Affleck barely anything to do. And I enjoy when those guys are talking because it feels like improv and they're just filming it.
Sure. Yeah.
But did he have to? He drops the retarded word like 5 times in this movie.
Yeah.
So if you're going to give Ben Affleck like 8 lines of dialogue and 3 of them include the retarded word, what are we doing?
I was trying to figure out 2004 because it's not, you can't go, it was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, no, there's no excuse here. There's no excuse here. No, 04 is plenty early, plenty recent. Yeah.
Scott wouldn't even watch my my videos from the 80s the commercials I sent another day that was advocating when the word was not only okay, it was how
that's how you
it was
said
advertised.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. They said the R word lives in your neighborhood, and it was like,
you guys want to hear that just real quick? I can play it.
Oh,
just real quick. It's just a commercial from the 80s, so let's just play it.
Okay.
All right, here you go. Enjoy this. Let me find that. I'll skip to the part where he just says the words, or they do the outro part. Okay, here we go.
Just like you. ARC, the Association for Retarded Citizens.
Oh my gosh, don't do that. Don't ever do that.
It feels bad, but it shouldn't be bad. It was
yeah, but that's how words work. That's how words work.
We all like this.
KFC stood for Kentucky fucking chicken. we're just gonna keep the name. Or maybe, actually, it's more like the F slur for the homophobic F slur.
Yeah,
which I won't repeat.
No, you'll drop an F. It's fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
We call them gamer words, right? When you play an online game and you get to hear all these words.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know why that's so funny.
By the way, you just mentioned in passing my trope for this movie. The one trope that I'm gonna
let's focus in.
Really hammer on.
What do you got?
For some reason this isn't on the TV tropes page for Ocean's 12 yet. I'm going to add it. It's called delayed causality, and it's the Dukes of Hazzard joke where you pause the action to make the audience laugh at the ridiculousness in the action. It's not funny. It's not funny.
The freeze frame on Brad Pitt's goofy face. Yeah.
It's I think there's 3 of them in this movie.
Yeah,
and they're
never
Brad
funny.
Pitt or Catherine Zeta-Jones. So their little love story, which I actually liked. I thought that
Yeah,
Rusty and
Yeah, but her
created-
stealing
yeah.
her stealing his phone was too much. That's a
Too much?
disaster for this team, and they play it like, oh, okay, he's just gonna hide it from him.
Yeah, and he
We're
makes
fine.
the face freeze frame. Once it happens once to Vincent Cassell, or however you say his name.
Yes,
once.
right at the very end.
Yeah,
too.
it's they just kept doing that thing, and I don't mind. I don't mind it. It's a weird technique because it's often used in horror as well. It's like a freeze frame. Actually, we did it with Hard Target. John Woo does this a lot.
I didn't do it. Yeah. I didn't do a deep dive, but they're definitely invoking a specific style of filmmaking. And I gotta go back and look at all the shots because I just watched for most of the time. My first watch through is just, how's the story hold up? What's the plot like? Just a general idea of how the shots were done. But I definitely know there's a direct inspiration here they're pulling from. And I couldn't quite pick it up.
Yeah,
like that plane scene coming in, flipped. That was badass. I loved it.
Oh, the side where it's on the side. Yeah, that's a weird. It's a cool, again, very cool stylistic choice. But yeah. By the way, relationship wise, Catherine Zeta-Jones, no mention, no appearance in 13. That was as hot and long lasting as that relationship looked. Did not make it to the third film.
Did Julia Roberts show up in the third? I thought I remember hearing something about how she was not involved. Yeah.
Nope.
So no.
Well,
so Danny,
she played 2 roles this time around, so she gets to take a break.
I think she gets mentioned. I think they talk about Tess in the third film. That that one, that's a hard, things didn't work out with Tess. We used her for her doppelganger status, and then I just kind of threw away.
Well, it'll be good. So the other reason I like 13 is 13 gets back to a proper heist again. And
exactly
the second one is not really a heist. The second one is like a convoluted mess that they're just trying to get out of. Really,
right.
I mean, things get stolen, but it's not about that. Whereas the first one was clearly, it was like, we're going to rob this casino. The Bellagio's going down. And I love that they call it freaking the Bellagio. Like, they don't make up a fake name in the first movie. I loved that about it, because usually it's like, oh, we're going to the El Sanchez. It's like, what the hell's the El Sanchez? Oh, it's over there between the pyramid and the freaking thing. It's like, no, there's no El Sanchez. Don't make up a fake casino. Make me a real one. I like that.
In 13, they do make up a fake casino
what is it in 13? I don't remember.
It's Al Pacino's casino that's blocking the view of Terry Benedict's, is called the Bank.
Oh, because he's Willie Bank, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So he's got a casino that kind of blocks the view of Benedict's casino.
That's right. I forgot about that.
You reminded me. I want to complain about the name of a character.
Register a complaint. Let's do it.
And this is in the whole series, right? So this is not just this one movie, but for the whole series, the characters have some really interesting names. Danny Ocean's a really interesting name. Goes back to the original movie, right? Rusty Ryan. Interesting name. And then we get to the point where we're like, oh, let's have a Japanese guy. What do we name him? Do you know any Japanese words? I know one. We'll name him Yen.
His name is Yen. That's great. You know what, though? It takes a lot of him to afford anything. You need lots of him, a big quantity of yen to buy a soda.
Poor Yen. He couldn't seem break into the phone market.
That'll be 4,000 yen, please.
He didn't even have a cool name.
Yeah.
Right. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
I just read this. Did you guys know this? That the cinematographer for this film was Peter Andrews, which is a pseudonym used by Steven Soderbergh for his own cinematography work.
Oh, he did. He did the work. I didn't know that. I was just going to ask. Randy's usually pipes in cinematography. Is that true?
Yeah, and in most listings, it just says director of photography Steven Soderbergh.
Okay.
The credit doesn't. No one's going to play his silly game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I will admit, this made me want to roll right into 13. I kind of want to watch it again.
I know you've got as of the recording of this, but not when people are hearing it. You've got 8 days to watch Ocean's 13.
Yeah.
But now you got all the time in the world. Just head out to the thrift store, take a quarter with you. There's a million of them out there at the thrift store on DVD. Just go get. Matter of fact, for $1, you probably get all 3 of them.
There's got to be at least a handful of people out there that are like you and love to just go to a thrift store, smell the smell of mildew and sadness, and buy a freaking box set of Ocean's movie. There's got to be more than just.
I've never gone in a thrift store that carries DVDs that did not have a copy of Ocean 11.
All right.
I've never went into one.
I want Ocean's 11. Are they going to give me a knockoff called Ocean 11? Because I don't want that.
Ocean 11, so Oceanic 11.
Ocean's Flight 11. Yes. It's very good.
like lots of times I try to when I'll try to, I'll go to the thrift store and I'll think, oh, what movies are we watching on Film Sack soon? Maybe I'll look to see if they have them. And when you guys said we're doing Ocean's 12, it's like, I've seen it 100 times. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And sure enough, went in, I had to decide which one I wanted. There was different versions of it.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. And I think it's a viable way to get the movie. I'm mostly just teasing you.
You don't have to lie.
If you want to get it, go that way. And also, for the record, I like a nice thrift shop. I like going through there. It's fun.
Yeah. Even if they do smell funny.
They do all smell funny. Yeah. I never smelled a funnier place than that place.
That's what life smells like, Scott.
That's what real life is. It all smells like mildew and sadness. Also wrote here that I was going to give you some trivia. This is interesting. While in production in Rome, Brad Pitt and George Clooney were not allowed back into the hotel because the doorman thought they were vagrants after the actors were caught in the rainstorm after jogging. So they were out there jogging. They got all wet. The guy at the door's like, "Oh, no, you are not coming in here. Wee wee poo poo." Well, they're not French, but whatever.
This entire movie, it is so haphazard with people's accents. It's just like wherever we are in Europe, we have some people who sound like this and that and another, and it's all it doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. And then, this is another good one. Before filming began, Brad Pitt put out a memo to all crew members stating that the only address George Clooney as his character, Danny Ocean or Mr. Ocean. So it sends us to the entire crew. All the way down to Key Grips and everybody. You must refer to him as Mr. Ocean. It was a joke, obviously. Clooney found out about it and got back at Pitt by putting bumper stickers on the back of his car that read, quote, "I'm gay and I vote," and also "small penis on board." I think that's amazing.
I love the fact that these guys do pranks on each other.
I do too.
Yeah.
The ones that don't hurt all the strangers involved is great.
Yes,
I love that.
Exactly.
But how do you get a memo in 2004? Did you go down to the Kinko's, European Kinko's, and get that?
Yeah, we had the internet. It's probably an email, if I had to guess.
I would love sometime for us to go through the entire history of the prank war between George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Meryl Streep. I think it is really funny.
Oh, really? I didn't know that she got involved with this. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's now we're now in like year 22 of this prank war, and there's all kinds of like historical records.
I know there's
the crazy things they've done.
Matt Damon, and Ben. Is it Ben Affleck and Matt Damon that have their? Or no,
Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon do a thing.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, I love that. It's basically a prank feud. That's fun to watch.
Yeah.
The one I guess we're in on it, but I like that. I like a little playfulness. I like nice stuff too. I like hearing that, Tom Cruise makes cakes for everybody that he likes. Brings a cake, makes it himself, bakes his own cake.
Have you ever gotten a cake from Tom Cruise?
I know.
Oh, well.
He doesn't like you, I guess. I don't know.
I guess
that's how you know you made it.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, right? They've been pranking each other.
Oh, sure. That fits.
Oh, yeah. I could see that. I mean, yeah, that must be great. That's some high level. We should all be pranking.
Fun to have a lot of money.
Let's just prank each other. Let's prank each other. Let's get on this.
I don't enjoy pranks, but thanks anyway.
Okay.
No pranks.
I'm gonna send Dunaway some prank material. All right. That's how it's gonna go. Yeah.
If we all lived in the same place and did the show live, like in a room with 4 mics and soft lighting and a nice wooden table with padded seats, we probably would be pranking each other.
I feel like it. I feel like you're right. Yeah. I would be comfortable in that situation.
A little harder to remotely prank because you really aren't there to see the results of the reaction.
And it'd be more than whoopee cushions. We can promise you guys that. Carl. By the way, Carl Reiner, son of or Carl Reiner, the dad. Sorry, not Rob, the son. Says in interviews that he really disliked this one and was sad that it got made, and that made me a little sad because that's a pretty easygoing guy. He's a chill dude, and for him to say that made me kind of go, oh, Carl.
When I look at things like this, and I get a chance to get a little distance between me and it. the trilogy as a whole, I think, is more interesting because of Ocean's 12. If you had just another good run in the middle, I just don't know. I actually appreciate going back and when they totally flip it, so you get an opportunity to see, a different take on basically what would be just three of the same movie otherwise. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going.
I agree.
I'm going to move on and watch 13 with that in mind because I hadn't seen 12 before, and maybe this will actually even be. It'll make 13 even better.
Reiner gets such a great, much more cherry role in 13 than he did in
cherry
two.
roll.
Soderbergh got wind. He was like, "Oh shit, he didn't like it." Okay.
Exactly. Like, all right, let's really amp up the Reiner.
Yeah. And then I guess Eddie Izzard comes back. I'm trying to remember who I remember from that.
Let's plan to sack Ocean's 13. I think we'll see it streaming in the next few months.
Yeah, 11 and 12 is being pulled off, aren't they? Like, so I guess there would be 13 would be. Did it come out in 2005?
13 was
2007.
07. Yep.
2007.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
iPhone year, which would change a lot of the plot. But anyway, whatever.
Oh gosh, it's it's insane.
Not
Zeta
the
Jones would have needed a passcode to get into Brad Pitt's phone.
Yeah, be much easier to rip off the bank casino.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still annoyed by that since Brian reminded me. I hate fake casinos. You know what? I don't know why I hate it because I love it in video games when they do it in like new Fallout New Vegas. These fake names, I adore them. It's so much fun. But
it could just set the wrong tone for somebody's brand, right? All of a sudden say, oh, by the way, Treasure Island doesn't have the kind of security needed to keep people from walking in the back.
No, you're absolutely right. There's no, and you can make other references like you're actually out on the strip and you can see the names of real casinos, and that's fine. But the one you're in always has to be, like I said, like the Dirty Sanchez or whatever. And I don't know.
You mean Circus?
Yeah,
basically.
There was a pretty. What's the one in? Because I love Casino the movie, and that's a fake casino. But it doesn't bother me there. So maybe I'm just being picky. I don't know what my deal is.
Especially if like Benedict is. That's what's kind of funny that they used the Bellagio for the first one because man, that Benedict, he's a real bad guy, and look what he did to poor Danny Ocean. I'm never setting foot in the Bellagio ever again.
Yeah.
I give you the most trivial piece of trivia I've ever seen. So in this movie, the scene near the end where Catherine Zeta-Jones and Albert Finney finally embrace for the first time, neither one of them actually touched each other. They used stand-ins because they couldn't get the two actors together for the scene. And that's
so they
why
never actually met. That's hilarious,
right? And so that's why it's so strange. If you go back and look at it, it's really, really weird that you see Albert Finney by himself, then you see him chin on shoulder of a woman, and that's that. That but it's so trivial. It's like I don't need to know this. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
I was not required to know this
I guess that's what trivia is, right? So it is the most trivial. It's the most appropriate.
But a lot of times the trivia is so interesting, and this is like, oh, they actually weren't in the same place for the scene. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
When your trivia turns to trivial, it is. Ocean's 12.
And I usually have a trivia thing that I had questions about. Let's see if I can find it here.
I was looking for that Dell Axum. I'm assuming that's what it was to press play on from 2004. I was trying to nail exactly what that little piece of hardware was.
Yeah. I also like watching Happy Days in French. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was good.
Or Italian, was it? It was probably Italian. I don't know.
Probably Italian, yeah.
Makes more sense.
Oh, here it is. Here's my scrutiny.
Really nailed the Potsy.
Found the scrutiny. All right, this is a quote in the trivia. It says Matt Damon requested just prior to the beginning of production that the script be revised last minute so that his character would have a smaller role in the story. Damon had been finishing shooting the action-packed Bourne Supremacy movie in 2004 and claimed he was too exhausted to play a character that had such a major role in a movie. Soderbergh denied Damon's request, claiming that he felt Damon's character was integral to the plot, and that gave Damon less screen time. Or that if he gave him less screen time, it would diminish the character's impact. I don't buy that story.
Well, and there's another piece of trivia that says that Soderbergh reached out to Mark Wahlberg about replacing Matt Damon if he couldn't get Matt Damon to do the movie.
I don't buy it.
And Mark Wahlberg would have been such a downgrade.
Oh, huge downgrade, right? Oh my gosh, I don't want that. And I don't even dislike Wahlberg in the right role. I just don't think it's right here.
Yeah.
This would be bad.
Not here. No.
No, you have him. You do what you did, and also that story just sounds fake. Matt Damon's a professional, dude. He doesn't go, I'm tired from my other movie.
Could you scale me back a little bit?
Yeah, and I don't think Soderbergh would go, nay, denied. Get back and get your ass back. Like, this is just, this story sounds like absolute horseshit to me.
Smacks of bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, who wrote this? The Mirror? My lord.
One other thing I want to ask you, because I just don't understand. Maybe it was because I was watching it on 1.25 speed, but early on they all get together and say some things, and then Carl Reiner is like, I'm out, and he leaves. What does he does he do? I don't understand. Like, why?
He goes home and he
right. He's sad.
Guilt.
He's sad. His wife
guilt. Yeah.
His wife is like, hey, you should get back out there.
Mhm.
But I just like, I don't understand that plot line.
He's the cavalry, right? They're setting him up to be the cavalry. He's supposed to come in, but they didn't play
he shows
it.
Up in, well, he shows up in somewhat
Cavalry?
Cavalry.
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 Cavalier?
Now words have no meaning.
I think Calvary is a place.
Calvary?
Calgary.
Oh, Calvary, New York is a place.
Yeah.
Calvary. The Cavalry.
Cavalry?
Cavalry.
Cavalry. I've only said it like 12 times.
No, Ibbott's right.
We subverted any emails that are going to come in because now there's so many forms of it out there. Good luck.
Yeah, no, I think Ibbott's is the one. I think Cavalry is correct.
Cavalry.
Calvary is the hill where they crucified Jesus. Like
Oh yeah, on the hill of Calvary.
The hill you're willing to die on.
Isn't there a car from
Isn't there
Chevy makes a car, right?
But to answer your no, that's the Cavalier.
Oh,
so, yeah,
the
Cavalier. Back to Randy's point. I forget what it was.
I don't remember it.
I never understood what was going on. With Carl Reiner.
Right.
Oh. Well, I mean, he didn't want to be involved.
You didn't miss the Bruce Willis thing. Like, he basically disappears. His wife says, no, you should get back out there. And then I don't think we see him until he comes in at the last second to be
the doctor, right?
Tessa's doctor. Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing that's where, and they were all shocked, right? Everybody who was in on the deal was like, oh my gosh, he's back. But then there's never any moment of him going, yeah, I decided it'd be better if I came back, or, there's no other resolution other than he shows up suddenly. That's it.
Right.
And also Chick in the Bucket is easy. I'm sorry, we're calling it now cat in the sink.
Cat in the sink.
Kitty in the sink. This week is 100% Bernie Mac. I'm sorry, even though they let him out of jail eventually and we see him one more time, that dude is nowhere to be found in this movie, and I don't get it.
The question is why.
You don't find any trivia or anything about Bernie Mac was working on these other things during and he asked Soderbergh to scale his time back, and Soderbergh said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Damon, like, no.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there because I love
There's
him.
a bunch of these. Like, why introduce Cherry Jones and then that's it? And you never use that character again. There's just a bunch.
Cherry lady. Sorry. I don't know why you do that either. That's a weird thing that movies with too many people in it can be this is a problem, and you have to be careful. And I don't know why, but 11 and 13 seem to manage it just fine.
Just fine. Yeah.
And this one's like, nah, Bernie Mac, one of everyone's favorite comedian of the era, one of the greats of all time. No, we'll just put him in jail. He'll just say, let go of my foot, and now I'm in jail. That's the movie.
With that weird dude talking to him the whole time, and that's it.
Yeah, it's really weird. And I need to know more. Honestly, I'm seriously concerned about what was going on with Bernie Mac. I'm concerned that there was a fight. Did Bernie Mac piss somebody off? Did you know he was dying? Did he know he was dying? He was in the third one?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Anyway, we're never going to know the true answer. But there's your kitten in the sink this week. I've got clips if you guys are interested. Anything else you want to mention before we go?
This week, I'd love to hear them.
Oh, would you? Well, then good, because here come some clips coming right at you at full speed. Here we go. Let's start with this one. Oh, it's about a boot print.
We found a boot print, a really good one.
A really good boot print.
Really good boot print.
and then he bailed.
Yeah, we saw that. You showed us.
Yeah, he showed the boot.
This movie over-explains certain things for no reason.
Yeah. And here's some code. Now I'm going to use this code word with you guys if I ever need to get out of a sticky situation. Here's how it'll go.
There's water in the basement and the pilot light is out.
Hang up.
Yeah, just hurry up, hang up.
The urgency of it. The editing is really good in this movie too.
Oh, he's a great editor. That's one thing Soderbergh is known for. A lot of Star Wars like wipes, though. I thought that was weird.
Oh, interesting.
Was anyone else not entertained by the whole we know secret codes and you don't?
I hated the restaurant scene where we're trying to F with Matt Damon. I'm like, you guys are messing with me because I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just not funny. Like I could imagine a way to make it funny. I'm not sure what that is. It wasn't this.
No.
So it wasn't having Haggard in there.
No. I love seeing Haggard. Love seeing him. Speaking of a dude who passed away, but yeah, he's great.
Rival train.
Okay, I played this earlier, but it's like his only line in the movie, so I think it needs to get played again.
You can let go of my feet now.
He really just didn't get anything. A little bit of lead up where he's complaining about sports or whatever it was, and then and then poof, he's in jail.
Right.
Yet another movie where Bernie Mac is in a salon and somebody's messing with his feet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Like there's multiples of them. I'm thinking
really?
specifically of Bad Santa right now.
He's so good in Bad Santa. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That movie is it's not underrated. It's rated, but his role in it underrated. He's so good in it. All right, I hate that they did this.
If you want to sing it on the radio, this is what you're going to have to do. Well, it's isn't it? It's totally right. It's
Okay, here's my beef. I get the joke. You're not trying to say a bunch of F-bombs in your PG-13 movie, and haha, they're bleeping them all out with the phone.
Meta because it's all about censorship, censoring his
rap song and everything. But here's the problem. Phones don't work that way. So now you're in Magic Town, and you're doing magic shit where the rhythm of the phone only works to the rhythm of your F-bombs, and it's not regular. So F off with that scene. I hate that scene. That took me out, man. I got back in, but it took me out.
It's the what was the cocaine fueled it was Stiller having the cocaine fueled thing in Starsky and Hutch, right? Where he starts seeing the bluebird on Owen Wilson's. It's that.
Yeah, it's that for this movie. It's just like, okay. At least that one had the pretense of, well, we're sort of seeing it from Stiller's point of view, and he's hallucinating, and you can kind of walk, because we kind of talked about that. You can kind of walk that one back, but this one, no. You don't have the phone's ringing over your thing. And also the phone's not so loud that it completely takes your voice out.
Right.
I don't know why that got under my skin so bad, but it did.
I want to give you the one that got under my skin.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Callback nobody expected and nobody asked for.
And I'm telling you, that movie is so much better than I gave it credit for. We're still on it a week later.
Yeah.
They go to Amsterdam to steal a document from a guy's house, and then it's like the most ridiculously secure house that ever existed.
Sure.
So they put hydraulic lifts under the house. I'm sorry. They had 2 weeks to do a job, and they did a job that would have taken 2 years. It would just
and cost tons of money.
Really good point. Yeah, and also would have cost a lot of time and day worker time and time that you'd all see. Everybody would see it, notice it. Oh,
it'd be so much easier if they did. I would have been a lot better if they just said, "Oh yeah, this building was already on those types of because of some kind of it's been falling apart, and we found out that they already set this up, and all you had to do was just adjust it."
You adjust it for flooding times of the year or something like that. No, they didn't. And you know what? I'd block that out entirely. So thanks for bringing it back. That's great.
We just did a story on TMS about them having to move a building in China. Or a whole city block in China, like a historic area in China, several city blocks over.
Yeah.
And just the amount of time that took, it's like, nope, I know what's involved with just moving a building.
Yeah. They moved 4 yards or something, and it took them 2 weeks or something to move it.
Yeah.
Let alone build the damn thing. It was so dumb.
Hundreds of people working on it, not just 12 people working on it.
The first shot in the sequence is of Don Cheadle on the roof, and he's got a rangefinder, and he can't get the rangefinder low enough to make the shot that he wants. So the big conclusion, I'm sitting there going, "Oh, he's going to have to remove a brick from the top of that building he's on."
That's what I thought. I was like, wouldn't it be much easier to
brick?
Remove a brick. I'm like, maybe I don't get it.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
that was horseshit. That whole thing was horseshit. But he got to say the R word a couple times, so that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Todd wins this round.
Todd said I would understand.
No, Todd. Hello, Todd.
Todd.
I love that his assistant's name is Todd. It's great. Okay, me when in the shitter at the TJ Maxx. You ready for this one? This is a good one. Here we go.
Of course.
It says do not disturb.
It's Topher Grace. But,
Oh yeah.
I guess I thought it was a different character, but apparently, and you guys are correct. IMDb says he played himself, and I'm annoyed by that. I don't know why. It's annoying. All right, something about money.
$17.34 million.
Yeah, bring it out.
Something about money.
That's right. Honeycutt, not Honeycutt. He played Trapper.
He was Trapper. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the movie,
Yeah.
not the TV series.
Oh yeah, yeah. We knew that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clarification, though. I appreciate it. Here's this. Here's something about. Oh, it's him again. Here we go.
I saw the signs.
I don't remember that in the first viewing. I don't remember that, but this time around, I had this weird mix in it. Strange.
Weird.
Hotels, man.
Hotels, man.
Yeah, it's rough business, that hotel running. Brad Pitt. Never trust any group or individual who laughs at your jokes like this. You think it's over? Is it over now? No. Is it over yet? Maybe now. Wait. Oh man, that's 16 seconds of hell.
Just the
I want to go back in time and point out to Scott in the past that you could have put farts in the pauses between the jokes.
I could have. I totally could have. You're right. Why didn't I? I was too busy trying to get. I saw the sign.
Squandered opportunity.
Here's Robbie Coltrane doing Russian Hagrid.
When I was 4 years old, I watched my mother kill a spider with a tea cozy. Years later, I realized it was not a spider. It was my Uncle Harold.
Oh, Harold's like Harry.
Wow.
Harry, you're a wizard, Harold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's supposed to all be
Harold
code,
Potter.
right? It's supposed to all be code, and he's speaking. He's telling them some other specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
And,
But the
and
point-
you're left out
Yeah.
as the
The
audience.
point is they're hazing Matt Damon's
Linus,
character,
right.
but Linus. But what they're really doing is hazing the audience, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
You know what's funny?
There it is.
You know what's funny? That's the same basic. That's essentially the character he played in Goldeneye, isn't it? It's the same guy.
Oh, kind of, yeah. Right.
Russian informant working with James, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, this made me laugh.
Am I the only one who feels funny about stealing from a handicapped guy?
I don't care.
Hell yeah.
How funny about anything?
They just trail off. Nobody gives a shit. It's like, no, we don't care.
It's like it's almost like the movie becomes self-aware for a moment,
Yeah.
and then demands that you accept this
Yeah.
thing. you know?
Right? Is it for the audience? Right? Is it so that we're like, ooh, these guys are stealing from a handicapped guy?
Yeah.
They realize it and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Totally
Like,
down with it. Was
I
Brad?
guess I'm okay with it too.
I almost said
wouldn't
Brad.
have thought of it if
I
you
almost-
hadn't mentioned it.
I almost said Brad Damon. Was Matt Damon in the first one? He was in the first one, right?
He was.
yeah.
No, that was
Okay.
Matt Pitt.
Well, the reason the reason I ask that is because if he was in the first one, there's no way he would come back for the second one and demand less screen time. I'm still hung up on that bullshit. It's such a lie.
I'm sorry.
Such a lie. All right, Miller's Crossing reference, one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies, gets a call out. So here's that.
Anybody remember that scene in Miller's Crossing when John Turturro begs for his life?
Sure. Look into your heart. Cry every time.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, you mean the movie with Albert Finney? There's a criminal in this movie that looks a lot like that guy.
Good point. Another Albert Finney crossover. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, here's a woo. Ooh. From Matt Damon. There you go. It's fun. It's a fun one. Here's Who's Got My Money.
Who has got my bloody money?
You're Eddie Izzard there. That was supposed to be it was all done and dusted. According to trivia, it was supposed to be Ricky Gervais, and he turned it down last second for some reason. Can't remember what the deal was, but you could see him playing that part.
She comes back for the third one too. She's in Ocean's 13 as well.
All right. Is she changes around a lot? Is it currently she? Because last time I checked, it was they.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. Might be they now.
It jumps around. I mean, and she, and when they're they, and when they're he, always does it jokingly. It's like, yeah, right now I'm doing that. And
funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think I don't know where it's at right now, so I always have to be careful because I love it. Eddie Izzard's great.
Currently she, her. I looked it up because I wanted to make sure I got
There you go. Nicely done. Okay, I like this line.
Who died and made you, Danny?
Who died and made you? Oh, there's our Casey Affleck audio I caught.
There you go. We finally get a little bit because that's when they're rolling down all the different heist things that they can pull. Well, we could do a Crazy Larry. No, we could do the aforementioned Dirty Sanchez. No,
We could do a Looky Loo with a bundle of joy. I think I was like, oh my god.
I love that Dirty Sanchez is now 3 times on the show. We mentioned it.
Yeah.
This is the most Dirty Sanchez you're ever going to get on Film Sack.
The most.
Hopefully you're not getting any at home. Anyway, hey, how about this? How about this line about a cat?
We can't train a cat that quickly.
No, that's true. You can't train a cat at all. If that.
At all, yeah.
You're right.
Like that joke happens about 17 times in this movie.
It does.
Where someone says, "Hey, what about thing that no one agrees is a thing?"
Yeah.
And then another person says, "Oh no, we can't do that."
Vague thing that the audience doesn't know about, but let's make a little joke. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy had a great line.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
I like him.
The hotel clerk.
Yeah, he was great. Here's Bruce
We can
Willis.
accommodate Miss Roberts.
Yeah, we can do it. Okay, bye. Here is some Bruce Willis business.
Anyway, Tallulah left her SpongeBob blanket in the red casita.
Okay. That's great. That's great. You know what? Actually, this is
Were
a
those
thing.
words?
I feel a little bad about this because it's just in my own head. But we all know what he's suffering with now in real life. He's got a form of dementia that is kind of rapid and awful, and he doesn't deserve it. And we all love Bruce Willis. So during this movie, that's painting how I'm seeing this being played out because I'm like, he thinks that's his friend Julia Roberts. She looks a lot like, you know what I mean?
That kind of did. I did cross my mind, and it kind of made me sad.
It got under my skin.
They're still willing to pull a heist on a handicapped person.
Yeah, a little bit. That's how it felt, and I didn't like it. But then, obviously, we're time shifted 20 years, so I don't know why I let it get under my skin, but I did. All right, might as well. What's this? Something about a gun.
Gun at your stomach.
Oh, gun at your stomach. Anyway, that was Carl Reiner, and that is the end of those. How about we do a bit of this? It's time for this film sack checklist. Jeez Louise. Put a little guy in a bag. Check. Brad Pitt's hand tattoos look like Mike Tyson's face tattoos. Check.
Okay.
If you ever see those again, you'll be like, oh yeah, this looks like the side of his face. The hell is Bernie Mac? Damn it. Check. Moving down to Star Trek Connections. Got to be some here.
So not really. I'll give you 3 really small ones, but there were no actors that were in Star Trek.
Okay.
Believe it or not, among all these famous actors, none of them ever did Star Trek. But our costumer for this movie, Betsy Glick, did costumes for Star Trek Beyond. Our set designer, William O. Hunter, did set design for Star Trek 2009. And stunt coordinator, Jonathan Robotham, did stunts for The Wrath of Khan. So let's talk about the Marvel connections. There's a bunch. I mean a bunch. I'm just going to give you my 3 favorites.
Do it.
First, Brad Pitt, who was in Deadpool 2. That's
very briefly.
Very
That's
briefly.
very, there it is.
Yeah.
Matt Damon, who was in 3 things. He was in Thor Ragnarok, Deadpool 2, and Thor Love and Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
He plays
I still haven't seen Love and Thunder. He came back for that.
Ooh, Love and Thunder. We should watch that together.
Maybe we should because I don't know. We haven't done a Thor, and maybe that would be good for me because I'm so nervous about that one. Everyone tells me how disappointing it is.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, is it though?
I don't know necessarily.
Ooh, I like it. We don't agree. Ooh, even better.
Yeah, that's true.
Better.
By far, the Marvel connection from this movie that makes the most sense to me is Don Cheadle, who played James Rhodey Rhodes in 11 Marvel things.
It's a replacement Rhodey.
Yeah. He had a good run still running as Rhodey. I like him as Rhodey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never saw Secret Invasion, correct?
I did not. I avoided that like the plague.
That's
really?
You're right to avoid it. It does do one thing with Rhodey's character that is surprising, that is crucial, but that's the only
spoil it. Do it.
And War Machine's one of my favorite versions of like an Iron Man suit. I freaking love that shit.
Yeah. Well, all right. Those of you who care about Marvel spoilers,
turn it off.
30 seconds. Close your ears. Here we go.
Go.
In Secret Invasion, it's revealed that Rhodey has been a Skrull for a while.
Oh shit! Does he know that?
That's fine.
I mean, he knows he's a Skrull. Yeah.
Okay, but this isn't like no, I don't want to dig in. 30 seconds is up.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah.
20, 21. We're still getting there.
Yeah.
Say something for the last 4 seconds. Oh my God.
Yeah. Changed his name to Chody. That's crazy.
Don Chody.
John Chody. All right. Well done. Let's move now down the list to the soundtrack grade. I'm going to give this a GVS for good Vegas sounding stuff. I like the vibe of it, even though they're not really in Vegas.
The
but
jazz kind of stuff that was going on in this was really good.
It was great. And that song he does, I downloaded it actually. Let me find this real quick because I really liked it when he's doing his capoeira dance to get to the thing outside the lasers. Yeah, here it is. I like this. I'll just play a taste so we don't get killed on YouTube. Hold on. It's badass. And so I went and looked up a bunch more like that, and there is some badass music out there that's got like this flavor to it. It's real cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know what instrument that is that they're using there, but it's really it sets a very world beat tone.
Yeah, old school klezmer or some shit. I don't know what it is. It's really neat though. Then I went down a whole rabbit hole of what's called Afro. It's basically African-inspired techno or African-inspired EDM. There is some badass shit out there that does a very similar thing. Uses like old wind instruments or old string instruments from like Persian era stuff, and then mixes it in with like modern beats. And it is some of the coolest stuff I've heard in a long time. It's really good.
Nice.
Anyway, moving down the list here, social media posts. This is where you guys sum this damned thing up in 280 characters or less. We're going to start this week inexplicably with Randy.
No, Ocean's 12. Danny and Rusty and Linus are back with a plan. No, they're just all on crack. They tango through Europe with style and smirks while pulling off heists and posing like jerks. Julia plays Tess, who plays Julia too. It's like a convoluted elephant do. 12 crooks. Wait, 3 more. Wait, now there's 19. The dumbest thief circus that you've ever seen.
Oh, that's a pretty good rhyme.
Awesome.
That's very good.
I don't know if I agree with it, but I like it.
Feels true.
Real quick here, who played Linus's mom? I love her. We didn't talk about her.
Cherry Jones.
Oh, we did talk about Cherry Jones. Shit, we did. Yeah, you're right.
We had much cherry.
We did.
We had a lot of cherry flavor in this episode.
I love her, man. Like just whatever TV movie.
I don't know why, but I always feel like she's gonna play your lawyer, the defendant's lawyer.
Yeah,
she's gonna help you get out of this situation
because she's done like Law and Order shit or something.
Yeah. Not Dope Sick. What was another one with the Deaver where she steps in and is?
Man, cannot remember.
Yeah,
she's great in Handmaid's Tale. She's great in what have I seen her in?
Yeah.
Poker
That's
Face.
Right. She's the mom. She's Alfred's mom, right?
Yeah, she's very good in it. It's all flashback stuff, but she's awesome. She's good in Wine Country. I saw a little of that. She's great. I just whatever. Put her in more shit. Oh, The West Wing's where I always think of her
in more shit.
But I think it was only like a one-off.
Defending Jacob. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Where she's a lawyer that helps.
Oh, okay.
It's Captain America's son helps defend him.
She was in some Aaron.
Little America?
She was in Aaron Brockovich, man. She gets carried around.
That's right, helping Little America. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's awesome. Her first thing was called O'Malley, which I have no idea what that is.
Oh, she was a president in one of the 24 seasons.
Oh, I forgot
maybe
about
that's
that.
what I'm thinking of. That's maybe the most prominent thing I'm thinking of because she's just really commanding in that. She's great. She was after. So you had the first. Are you in good hands?
Yes,
he was the first year.
Right, exactly.
And then next season you had that Weasley guy,
right?
VP guy who was in on the stuff. And then you had her after that. She came in after that. She was great.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to where are we now? Oh, alternate. Oh no, we haven't done Dunaway yet. What am I doing? Brian Dunaway, your 280 character or less Twitter post, please.
No, Ocean's 12. The information is free, but it comes with Julia Roberts playing Julia Roberts, so the cost is in the millions. Hashtag jazz hands.
Oh, your hashtags kill me. It's really good. Another 16 seconds down the road. Brian Ibbett, take us home.
Ocean's 12. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me for 3/4 of your film, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on everyone.
Exactly
Good
right.
call. Exactly
Continue
right.
to be shame on you.
It's a great way of putting it. All right, well done. It is time for the alternate titles. This was almost called 12 Oceans, but then someone said, hey, there are only 5, so they didn't do it. 5 named oceans anyway. Then they also almost called it You Can Do It. Scott Conn can do it.
You
can't do it. That's a terrible one, but it was late. All right, let's get to the voicemail. Ambassador Domo sent us a voicemail to what the hell is this called? voicecast.app/filmsack. And he says the following about a correction with David Carradine, or Carradine correction, I'll call this. Here you go.
Hello, this is Ambassador Domo. I was listening to the episode about the Goonies, and you mentioned Keith Carradine. However, he's not the Carradine that died. David Carradine was the one that died in 2009, but was also the actor that was in the Kill Bill movies. That's all.
Yeah, it was Dad.
The problem with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with this is we've been time shifting all of our episodes. I have no idea at this point. Like, okay, I'm sorry. We posted this for you like 2 weeks after we recorded it, and like we recorded it in 2023 or something.
It was the Twins episode, Double Trouble, and it's easy to forget in general, but also that scene. We went off on this whole thing about Kill Bill, and we just mixed them up. Keith Carradine's still out there rocking it. Yeah. You're right. You were correct.
We got it wrong.
And I forgot to mention one of my favorite Keith Carradine roles is him as Wild Bill Hickok in Deadwood. He was great in that.
We did mention, we talked a lot about Dexter and his great season on that.
Yeah, very, very good on that. He's good in everything. This guy's a great actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and then Fargo season 1, he was fantastic in that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, there's that. And let's now move on to this text we got from Thomas. Thomas says this. He sent it to the same place. He says, just listen to the Roundtable episode about coming-of-age movies, and I think you forgot a subset of those movies. The action coming-of-age movies like The Rescue and Iron Eagle. Maybe not the best movies, but they do involve kids having to grow up fast. Just a thought. Well, he's got a good point.
Yeah.
But we kind of also excluded movies like Iron Eagle because they didn't, like, the kid comes into it already great at something and doesn't really have to learn a lesson. They just have to be a hero.
Yeah. I think a better one would be
be a hero.
What's the one where the kid plays a video game? It turns out it's a training device.
Last Starfighter.
Yeah, Last Starfighter is a great example of that because he very quickly had to go from teenage video game nerd to I got to save the universe.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Ender's Game.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Not bad. Yeah, never saw that movie.
That's the first Starfighter.
I wanted to see that movie. I never did because I like the book a lot. The book's amazing.
Yeah. Just the writer is a bit of a deal.
Yeah, Orson Scott Card, who now lives in Provo, about 30 minutes from me, is kind of a pud. It's a penis.
Yeah,
penis pud.
You could leave a burning bag of poo on his doorstep.
I literally could. I could. You know what I could do? I could take flowers to the other guy everyone loves, whose name just escaped me. Who's also a local and is huge now, and I can't think of his name. Help me here.
Perhaps you should not broadcast your plans on the internet.
But I'll take.
Maybe you should not tell it.
I'll take him flowers. He's a nice guy.
There you go.
And then I'll take Orson Scott Card a turd.
A flaming bag of poo.
Yeah,
perfect.
Why can't I think of his name? So, who's the big author right now? A fantasy guy. Everyone loves him. He's shit. It's gonna piss me off. It's on the tip of my tongue, and he used to do young adult, and then he moved into fantasy, and then became everyone's favorite fantasy author. He finished the Wheel of Time series when the guy died, when Jordan died. Oh my god, Brandon Sanderson. Shit, Brandon Sanderson.
It's okay.
He lives up the road. He's very nice.
We did it. That's great.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy. Let's move on now to Oh, I'm going to tell you about some Patreon folks. How about that? Patreon.com/filmsack is where you go. One of the reasons you're going to want to go there is because you get these cool monthly host episodes. And that one of those landed not too long ago. You want to go check that one out. But you're also going to want to get the pre-show content we do every week. You're going to be happy that you never get any commercials or ads. And you get art-related prints from me, or art prints, not art-related. They're drawings, movie-related prints, you might say, from me in the mail at a certain level as well. So there's lots of reasons to do it, and there are a few folks I'd like to call out for doing it. Laura Eakins, Shay Edwards, and Matthew Hackney. These are some recent folks. We love them and everyone else in there. Thank you guys all for your support at patreon.com/filmsack. We really, really appreciate it. Our next movie is, I have no idea.
We're going to watch Bangkok Dangerous, the 2008 remake. It's got Nick Cage, I think.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
Is this one we talked about recently?
Will this put him in our top 3 or top 4 most sacked actors at this point?
I think we talked about this. I'd seen it somewhere and I was like, we should watch this. And then y'all foolishly said, we sure should. And I'm like, wait, I don't know. This is good.
Yep, that's how this works. And it's also Confucius. Confucius say, when using hammer, Bangkok Dangerous.
Yeah, Bangkok Dangerous. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
He plays Joe. There's a girl.
I see what you put down.
That was really good. His name is Joe in this. He just goes by Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Joe Dangerous.
Joe.
Dangerous is
It's better than the other one where he just goes by Pig. This is much Joe's better.
What is his hair doing in this? Holy shit.
We're gonna find out.
I'm shocked by this hair. 2008? That's not his hair. Holy shit. All right. Bangkok Dangerous coming soon. 2008. Where's it streaming, Randy?
It is
Amazon Prime.
Prime.
Come on, tabs.
I think it's Prime.
It's Prime.
Is it Prime?
It's Prime.
Yep.
Why do I depend so much on Chrome? I know I've got to stop. I've got to stop Chrome.
I hate Chrome.
Basically, you're addicted to Chrome.
You may as well face it. Bangkok Dangerous is on Chrome. No, it's on Prime. So watch it on Prime. There is no Chrome streaming service as far as I know, although you can watch it on Chrome.
Something called Fossum.
That is Fossum.
I've never heard of that.
What is Fossum? Oh no, I have seen this, but I never knew what it was.
TV, yeah.
You can watch it. You can watch with ads on Plex and Fandango too, if you're in that situation.
So is this one of the? It's like Tubi-ish, Tubi adjacent.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Well, they got a decent selection here.
Streaming with, yeah.
You know what? It pisses me off. Sometimes these things, Fubo, maybe this, and Tubi, they have these great lineups, but there's no way to pay out of the ads. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Be like,
and it doesn't work to do the browser that blocks ads.
You can do that. Yeah, you can still do that. But I would love to be able to just TV this stuff up and not have ads.
Sure.
I'd be happy to pay out of it. But for the show, we don't care because we can block them. There's the entire series of Hunter is on here, Dunaway. I know you love Hunter.
Oh, look out! I do love Hunter.
Yeah, I may have to watch some Hunter. Big fan of
We
Hunter.
should watch some Hunter.
Hunter's great. Also kind of bad, but great. Anyway, he had big patches on his elbows. I remember that. Like
I forgot about that. He was always wearing the Professor Patches.
Yep.
Shoulder
you
things.
call them Professor Patches? I don't know what I would have called that.
I love that name, Professor Patches, because it's very professorial.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. A good name for a cat.
Yeah. Professor Patches.
Professor Patches.
Oh man. Now it's a race to who's gonna name their cat first.
Right.
Professor Patches. I would normally hate that, but now that I know the origin, I love it. It's great.
I would have called the whole jacket either tweed or herringbone, but I don't know what I would call the elbows.
In some ways, Hunter felt like, even though I think he was an actual cop, it felt like they were trying to make Rockford Files again. There's a lot of similarities. He had a sports car. He wore the suit jackets. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I love Rockford Files. So, all right. Moving on. Filmsack.com is our website. Please use it at the frequency you desire. Also, patreon.com/filmsack. We're on over there at the Blue Sky as well. So we always post when new episodes go up, that kind of stuff. Little things here and there. So you can follow us over there at filmsack.com. And of course, filmsack.com for everything else you might need. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Brian, and for Andy.
Swinging Priest.
We'll see you next time. Oh, what happened? Sorry.
It's over.
Oh, no,
Go
there
home,
it is.
everybody.
I paused
Not
it.
enough people.
Here it is. That's weird.
Your pant size is frog. You're always welcome at frogpants.com.
Okay, thank you. Bye.